The treasure of Oak Island has finally been discovered. Gold was found at Smith's Cove, and it's bigger than anyone could have imagined. Rick and Marty Lagina were stunned when they saw gold residue in the water, and it excited their search all over again. But the surprise did not end there when they discovered an old, hand-cut ladder leading down into a dark, water-filled tunnel. Who might have been there first? If this kind of story touches your heart, if you're someone who cares about truth, responsibility, and speaking up for the voiceless, please like this video, subscribe to our channel Spark Science, and share it with someone who should hear it. Let's get started. Let us see what occurs next. For what they do find will alter everything. That gold in the water wasn't merely thrilling, it brought hope that perhaps there was still more lying hidden beneath the depths of Oak Island. The area to be searched expanded, and the brothers began to think there might even be gold located close to the trees on the island. Their hearts pounded as they believed they were closer than ever to cracking the centuries-old enigma. However, the following find would unveil something much more sinister than treasure. Later, as they continued exploring, the brothers found the old ladder that descended into a dark tunnel underwater. Was this the work of treasure hunters of the past, or something else? Local myths spoke of a curse that had claimed lives in the past, that yet another person would have to pass away before the treasure could be discovered. Notwithstanding these spine-chilling rumors, the team was determined and did not allow fears to cloud their judgment. But the question now was, would the curse again claim a life before they discovered the truth? As the episode went on, Paul, a member of the team, could barely keep himself calm about what the search steps would be next. Marty, being the leader as always, asked the team if they were ready to deploy the drilling rig. The team answered in a big yes, and everyone geared up to encounter whatever lay ahead. They were especially interested in an area pinpointed by two explorers, Dr. Spooner and Dr. Michel, who had been sampling the water. They indicated a particular area west of the garden shaft that they termed the blob, and posited that treasure might be contained there. The search was narrowed to a smaller region, which the experts humorously called the baby blob. The team took a map and speculated that a tunnel 95 feet underground could extend directly to the treasure. They were ready to begin drilling, targeting their goal at the baby blob, in hopes that it would be the key to unlocking the mystery. As the rig prepared to drill into borehole DN 11.5, excitement reached its peak. Were they finally on the brink of discovering something under the island? Charles Barkhouse, the historian of Oak Island, took center stage to drill. Meanwhile, Marty was preparing to inspect the garden shaft, which had just made huge strides. The group had cleared away bags of dirt and water from the ancient shaft, supported it with wood, and they were now well beyond halfway to their target of 80 feet. Stepping by step, they moved closer to the discovery of more secrets about the hidden history of the island. Marty's descent into the garden shaft resulted in a phenomenal find. He discovered the ancient ladder, meticulously hand-carved and wonderfully preserved. Marty's eyes were wide with disbelief. This was tangible proof that someone had visited before, maybe centuries ago, in pursuit of the same treasure. The crew speculated if the individual who constructed the ladder could have also buried the gold they were looking for. Was this humble ladder the answer to the centuries-old puzzle of Oak Island? As drilling resumed at borehole DN 11.5, all eyes were on the drilling rig. The crew had drilled from 78 to 88 feet, moving inch by inch towards their objective. Abruptly, there was a loud grinding sound cutting through the air. The drill operator halted and took a reading of the depth. To everyone's shock, they had cracked something. It was an open space measuring 1.5 feet in width. One of the geologists, Terry, waited eagerly for answers. Had they accessed a void, a tunnel, or something in between? The drill operator assured them that they had reached an open space 90 feet beneath the surface, and the crew halted immediately to determine what to do next. Charles called the Lagina brothers immediately to let them know they had made a discovery. Rick, overjoyed at hearing the news, rushed to the location. What had they found in this secret area? Might it be the treasure they had waited years to locate? When Rick arrived at the location, the operator of the drill told him how they had drilled through an obstruction and found themselves inside the unknown void. The crew began to theorize. Might this be the entrance to a tunnel? The anticipation increased as they discovered that this find just fit with other boreholes that they had drilled close by. To determine what was contained inside the area, Marty chose to take a core sample. Everyone held their breath as they waited for the sample to be brought up. When opened, they discovered pieces of wood. Was this from some treasure chest long ago, maybe scavenging gold? The wood sample was sent for testing by Terry, and everyone's hopes were high for more answers. Then the group met at the Oak Island Interpretive Center to analyze the results with a metal archaeologist, Emma Culligan. Emma explained that the wood sample had a considerable amount of gold in it, which assured them that they were on the right track. This newfound information provided the whole team with renewed hope. They were now more confident than ever that they were on the verge of unraveling the Oak Island mystery. Drilling proceeded at the garden shaft, where they hoped to discover additional clues. They intended to drill 12 additional boreholes in hopes of detecting evidence of man, such as tunnels or concealed artifacts. Meanwhile, Rick and fellow team member Peter Romke investigated Lot 26, where they unearthed an ancient stone wall. It wasn't any old wall, it seemed like something that might contain another part of the puzzle. As the search continued, the team also dug deeper into the island's history. Fred Nolan, the island surveyor who had worked on the island for decades, had unearthed many significant finds, including a huge cross-shaped structure known as Nolan's Cross. Fred's son, Tom, took up the work, bringing his father's notes and discoveries. One of these was an old well that did not appear to belong, full of shattered pottery. What had this well been used for? Was it concealing more secrets? Tom also presented drawings from his dad's notebook, depicting a strange stone formation they referred to as the quadrilateral. This formation didn't seem to be natural, and the crew speculated whether it had something to do with the treasure. With each new discovery, the enigma of Oak Island grew. Spurred by their evidence, Rick and Marty continued exploring the island's secrets, looking to see what was below. In the year 1861, a funny thing occurred on Oak Island. An area known as the Money Pit, where others had thought treasure had been hidden centuries past, collapsed suddenly. All of the wooden support beams that were keeping it up vanished into thin air. Others believed this was a clue that something significant, perhaps even treasure, was buried there. Some people thought it was done by old religious warriors who may have visited this island hundreds of years earlier. They may have hidden their treasures from their long, hard journeys to defend holy sites and engage in holy wars. Two brothers, Rick and Marty Lagina, have been searching for treasure for years. They are the stars of a TV series known as The Curse of Oak Island, in which they scour the island in hopes of finding the mythical treasure buried for more than 2 centuries. Even with all their efforts and numerous searches, they have yet to find the big treasure they had been searching for. However, they did locate tiny remnants of gold in the waters off the island, and this sent them into high spirits again. Does this imply that the treasure exists? Or are they simply pursuing a myth? There is a dark and macabre story associated with the island. According to legend, the treasure will not be discovered until 7 individuals die attempting to find it. To date, 6 lives have been lost searching, leaving an otherworldly cloud over the pursuit. Each time the brothers move closer, the legend hangs above them like a thunder cloud. Will the next move be their last? The Lagina brothers have discovered many inexplicable things over the years that convince them that something significant is buried on Oak Island. They've discovered remnants of wood, tools, and coins from the distant past, and even a U-shaped wall that leads them to think of ancient mystery societies such as the Knights Templar. Two brothers, Rick and Marty Lagina, have been searching for treasure for years. They are the stars of a TV series known as The Curse of Oak Island, in which they scour the island in hopes of finding the mythical treasure buried for more than 2 centuries. Even with all their efforts and numerous searches, they have yet to find the big treasure they had been searching for. However, they did locate tiny remnants of gold in the waters off the island, and this sent them into high spirits again. Does this imply that the treasure exists? Or are they simply pursuing a myth? There is a dark and macabre story associated with the island. According to legend, the treasure will not be discovered until 7 individuals die attempting to find it.